Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ebony, and this is all dedicated to my post VSG weight loss journey. So if you like my video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click the notification bell and stay alerted for when I post new videos. So today we are going to talk about, if you guys follow me on social media, my Instagram handle is _e, and there I post about all of my super fun and new experiences and new things that I get to do and old things that I get to do now that I've had VSG and I've lost a little bit of weight. Well, a lot of weight. So I've lost about 50 pounds so far, and already life has been so different for me. So I'll just be talking about one of my experiences. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice I posted a couple things on my story of me like dancing, wiggling around, and a couple shots of a roller coaster. So this milestone is super important and so major to me. I got to ride a roller coaster for the first time in 12 years, and the feeling is just beyond describable. So let's start from the beginning. So when I was a kid, my family didn't do like the obligatory Disney vacation or anything. We didn't do that sort of thing. Some families go to the shore, some go up the mountains, some go to Disney. We were not that family. We went to the amusement park, and sometimes it was just like myself, my mom, my sister. Sometimes my aunts and uncles came with us, so sometimes the cousins would join us too. It was just, we didn't really like do like traveling kind of trips. We just went to the amusement park, and it was something that I would look forward to every single summer. Like every time school would let out, I would just be super excited to go to Six Flags. And my mom would take us, sometimes a couple times a week, might have been a couple times a month, but it was a staple for our summer. We always went to Six Flags at least once. And it was always something that I really looked forward to every single year. So when I was younger, when we would go to the park, I was always able to get on everything from the time I was like a little girl. And that's because I was always tall. Now, mind you, I've always been like big. I've never been small or, average size in my entire life. I've always been a big girl. And that never hindered me from anything. I was always able to go and get on the rides, and I was always tall enough. So, I would get on everything and I would have a ball. Like I would have the best time of my life every single time we went. It was always great. I have such fond memories of going to Great Adventure every summer. So let's jump right into the reason why I stopped going for 12 years. So one summer day we went to Six Flags, and it was still fairly early in the day. It might have been around like noon, because normally we'd go from like 10 to maybe about like 7 or 8. So we would spend our literally entire day at Six Flags. And so it was still fairly early. Got on a couple rides, and everything was fine, smooth sailing. I don't remember what rides there were, but we went to get on this one sort of like pendulum type ride. It was very you get on, they strap you in with the overhead harness, and then they kind of like, I don't know if the operator does it, but like the ride kind of like tilts you back, and then like sometimes it'll tilt you forward and upside down, and then it kind of goes like forward and back, and it spins you. It does like all kinds of stuff like in the air. So it was that ride. So we went to go to get on that ride. Been on that thing dozens of times. I used to really, really like that, almost just as much as getting on the roller coasters. I used to like it. And so we went to get on it. So I remember there were 2 rows. So we were in the second row. I was sitting next to my mom, and I believe my little sister might have been on the other side of her. You know, between my uncle, we'd all gotten on, you know, we all went to get on the ride together. So I remember that ride in particular is not one that you manually have to, you know, pull the harness over your body. It does it automatically. So when they went to put it down and close it, I remember they kept like reopening it and then trying to close it down again, and then they reopen it and close it again. So after I think the second or third time, you know, one of the attendants came over, like she came right to my seat, just beelined it right to me in the middle, and like pressed down on it, and it wouldn't lock. So then the other attendant came from the other side to my seat, and he also gave a, you know, was giving it a push, and they did it together, and they tried to get it to lock, and it wouldn't. So needless to say, you know, they told me I couldn't ride because it wouldn't close. So I got up, and you know, I just remember putting my head down, just looking at the ground, and, you know, I had to climb over the legs of all these people because we were in the middle. I had to climb over all these people's legs basically to get off. And, you know, the second that I got out of like the exit queue, I just burst into tears, and I was sobbing. I was humiliated and embarrassed, and I was so like angry and upset with myself because, like, what the hell, that's never happened to me before. I never experienced any of, in all the years that I've been going to Six Flags, like I'd never ever been told that I couldn't ride something because it wouldn't lock or it wouldn't close. So, you know, my mom got off with me, and, you know, she stayed with me, calmed me down while everyone else rode. And so we went to the next ride. So I remember getting in the tester seat, and I for the next roller coaster that we were gonna get on, and I couldn't close it all the way. I couldn't like I pulled it down. It might have like stopped like a little bit like further out, like maybe like out here. I used to have bigger boobs back then. I don't have boobs now, but I used to have bigger boobs. So it wouldn't close over my chest, and it wouldn't close over my belly. And I couldn't reach down and latch the seatbelt on by myself. So after that last experience, I was already traumatized. Like, you know, just imagine being a teenager and you have to do the walk of shame off of the ride. I did not want to experience that again. So when I couldn't get in the tester seat, then I was like, I'm not riding, you know, I'm not doing that again. And I cried some more, you know, and just, it happened, the same thing occurred on a different ride. I got in the tester seat, it wouldn't fit. So I spent the entirety of that day just in tears. I remember feeling so humiliated and so, you know, embarrassed and so sad and so angry at myself. And, you know, when we were leaving, I told my mom, I'm not coming back until I lose weight. So that was 12 years ago. And I was serious. I did not set foot back in that park until today. I mean, I had opportunities to go. You know, my mom and my sister would go, and they'd, you want to come? No, I don't want to come. And my mom would always be like, well, you know, you're looking a little smaller. Maybe you can probably fit. And I was not taking the chance of going and having it happen to me all over again. Just kind of imagine the magnitude of, you know, having to walk off of something because you can't fit, and then just feel, even if it's not true that that's what was happening, just the feeling of feeling as though people are just staring at you and judging you, and some are feeling sorry for you and some are laughing and making fun. Even if that's not what was happening, like in my head, that's what's happening, because I was embarrassed and I was hurt and I was traumatized. So from that moment on, I wasn't going back. So let's fast forward 12 years into the future. Here we are. And I underwent gastric sleeve surgery almost 3 months ago. But maybe last year I had like embarked on a different weight loss journey, and I lost about like 30 pounds or something like that. And I had said last year that one of my goals was to be able to fit on amusement park rides again. Like, I found myself in a position where I really wanted to go and do that, because it's something that I really missed. It was such a huge, massive staple in my childhood, and I hated missing out, and I hated that I couldn't go and I couldn't do things because I was so big. And back then when I was 17, I was already at like 275 pounds. So if I wasn't fitting on anything at 275, I was definitely not going to fit at 3. There was no way, and you couldn't have convinced me to try it. So I started last year my journey, and I was maybe like 295 when I started, and I got down to 270. And I was not willing to take the chance last summer. So this year, after I got surgery, like, I made the decision that I was gonna start trying things again, and I was gonna stop being afraid to try them. And after a 50 plus pound weight loss, and some major physical changes to my body, I decided that I was gonna take the plunge, and I was gonna go to Six Flags, and I was gonna try to get on the rides. And if I didn't fit, I wasn't gonna be embarrassed this time, because I'm in a different position than I was before. So I bought the tickets, and I convinced my fiance to go. And I asked my mom if she would come with me, and so we went today. So let's fast forward to when we get there. So when we get there, I was feeling a nervous wreck, even though I wasn't acting like it. It was nervous excitement, though. Like, it wasn't just me being terrified that something was going to go horribly wrong. I was like nervous, but I was excited, because I actually felt really good going in there today. I was excited. I think it was just like, after stepping foot inside the park, it was like the familiarity of what I'd experienced when I was younger. And I felt just excited. It was just like there was just an electricity that kind of went through me. So I was really ready to go. I was ready to do all of these things. I was ready to go and get on those roller coasters, and whatever happened. I was ready. So when we got to the Joker ride, which is what we got on first, I kind of didn't really make a beeline. I didn't really have a plan as to what I did and didn't want to do first, second, third, whatever. It was like we walked that direction, so that's where we went. So the Joker was right there, and we went to go get in line. So before we did that, they did have a tester seat, so I sat in the tester seat, and I pulled it down, and it closed. I was like, cool, it closed. But that didn't stop the nerves. Like, the whole wait, which was only like 15 minutes, the entire wait, I was just like, I was still nervous, even though the test seat fit and I was able to get it down and everything. Like, I was happy about that. Like, don't get me wrong, I was happy, but it's not the same as the real thing, because in my head, just because the test seat fit doesn't mean that I'm actually going to be able to get in the seat on the actual coaster, and that I'm going to be able to do everything and reach everything. So we go ahead and we get, our time comes and we go and we get on, like, latch it, like, hook the seatbelt in, and I, go to pull it, and it's locked, it's closed. And next thing I know, we were off, and oh my gosh. I want to try to explain, like, what the feeling was like. So, you ever feel just like when you feel really anxious and nervous about something, and then it goes completely the opposite way that you expect, but in, like, the best way, and you just kind of feel like, and just after, like, that first exhale, it's just like exhilaration and elation. That's how I felt. I was elated and ecstatic and excited and so full of joy, and I was so happy, and I don't think I've ever had so much fun on a ride before. And Joker's that ride is not for the faint-hearted, because I felt like I was about to go flying a couple times, but just to be able to get on it and not like have all of my fears kind of be erased was just so amazing. So now, okay, after the Joker, we did get on King Ka, which was awesome. Also went really smoothly. El Toro, King Ka, got on both of those, and it was wonderful. I got on those no problem. Latched myself in, put my seatbelt on. Everything was great. So then we get to, it's so funny. This ride traumatized the crap out of me when I was 17 years old, and I still don't remember the name. I don't know if I just blocked it out. I read the name on the sign. My fiance told me the name of it several times. I still cannot tell you what this ride is called. That same little flippity ride that I had to do the walk of shame of for the first time. Yeah, that one. So at first when we approached it, because we had to walk past that to get to Green Lantern and Superman. So, which I didn't even end up getting on Superman. That's a whole nother story. But we had to walk past that ride, and at first I was just gonna, like, scurry past it real quick. Like, it's almost like it was real, and it was kind of like taunting me. Like, you ever been, like, traumatized by something, and then you come across it again, and it's just like, oh my god, like, you just want to get away from it. That's how I felt. I wanted to just, like, get away, hide from it, as if it was like a living entity. I just wanted to get away from it. So I was like, I said to my mom, I was like, oh my gosh, like, there it is. It's a ride that, started it all. Like, started my 12-year boycott of Six Flags. And she was like, well, there's no one on it. Why don't we go get on it? She's like, you can fit, you just got off of 3 roller coasters. You can get on this. And I was like, at first I just, no, I'm not going to get on it, because, like, the fear and the anxiety just really, like, came flooding back in that moment. And, I really wasn't trying to relive it. But then, my fiance also was just, go get on it, babe. Go get it. Just go. And so I relented, and we went ahead, got on, got on in the second row. And when it was time, put our arms up, the harness came down, and it closed, and then the front one came down on top of that, and that closed too. And there was no pushing, there was no, calling over a ride attendant to help close it. It locked, and I was able to just ride it, and I, sometimes I have, like, a really hard time putting into words, like, how something makes you feel. But that one, it really kind of, like, just felt good to face my fear, because, like, more than not fitting on a roller coaster is, like, roller coasters. Getting on a roller coaster, you know, riding that ride again never crossed my mind. I didn't expect to want to, or, you know, even attempt to get on it today. That was not on my agenda, not on my list. My whole thing was I want to go get on roller coasters. That's what I want to do anyway. But I got on that ride and it was fun. I didn't remember what it felt like to ride it because the only thing that I could associate that with was my embarrassment. But now it's just another amusement park ride and it was a lot of fun. Like, I really didn't think that I would be to the point where I would be, you know, willingly going to Six Flags, this place that I have such happy memories of, but also, you know, was the setting to one of the worst days of my life. And I never thought that I, you know, would go and then be, you know, thinking, well, when am I coming back? I can't wait to come back. You know, the thought didn't cross my mind. And it's just such a major step in the right direction for me, just kind of like reclaiming things that I lost. And, you know, it may seem trivial to some people, but it's really major to me. And you know, I really have like my surgery to thank for that, and, you know, my healing to thank for it. So now I get to enjoy things I love again, and I can't wait to do it again and do other things. Well, anyway, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe again. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.